Let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got 'em 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again, it's MRN's Wing Nation presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are glad you joined us talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week. Erin Evernham and Steve Post here. And Erin, man, we were talking before the show. There is, I think last night was the first night off from sprint car racing in about a month and a half, it seems like.
Absolutely. I'm trying to follow on social media, and I've got Dirt Vision up and Racing Boys up. Like, it's crazy. You got the NASCAR race on.
Baby monitors and a glass of wine.
Glass of wine. Don't forget the wine. Yeah. No, it's been awesome. It's a great thing to wake up if you miss the feature and you're searching for results. Like, it's a good time for sprint car racing.
It really, truly is. And it's so awkward because I'm at the stage last week where it's like, okay, who's here, who's where, who's here.
Yep.
And you love it, but you're tired. And then last night I'm there. Oh, there's no sprint car racing for me to follow along. I'm disappointed. There's no sprint car racing. It's like, Postman, bless your heart. You're sitting in Concord, North Carolina. You're tired. How about the guys in Pennsylvania that went 9 for 10 nights? I mean, you want to talk about tired.
Yeah.
I mean, Pennsylvania Speed Week was wide open this year. It was incredible racing.
Really only having one rain out, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that nine racing nights in 10 nights that's rough. I can't wait to hear when we talk to Lucas later about just the exhaustion of it.
I can imagine Lucas is, I think, racing tonight. I think he found a race tonight over at Bridgeport.
He got a day off.
Yeah, he got a day off. Dietrich was funny because Dietrich, because he did Ohio Speed Week as well. Yeah. You know, he was like 23 races in 25 nights, plus moving into a new house. You know, so Danny Dietrich probably spent last night unpacking boxes because Mama said that's what he's going to do, you know. It's just fantastic. We love the sprint car world this time of year, and we're into the month of money. Yep. And so here we go. And that takes us right to our Classic Ink Screen Printing and Embroidery Hot Topics. The month of money is upon us, and it starts tonight, the Brad Doty Classic. Yep. I just can't wait to see how many cars, who wins, who does what. Ohio versus Kyle Larson versus the All-Stars versus the World of Outlaws. I mean, it's just this one here as the makings of everything.
I feel like this event is growing exponentially every year. You know, everyone loves Brad Doty. We all love Brad.
Absolutely. Yep.
And the event that he's created and to have so many different series and regions coming to race, I think this is becoming a big show every year.
I love the whole conversation we have about can Kyle Larson do it again, and that seems to be the topic. Can Kyle Larson do it again? And there's no denying that Kyle Larson's a phenom. There's no denying. Okay, but he gets another crack at Donnie Schatz and the World of Outlaws. Yeah. And you know what I always love about Ohio is there's a cat up there by the name of Byron Reed that could just stomp every one of them in a heartbeat, and Kamenaw and guys like that.
Absolutely.
It just
Christopher Bell. I'm not sure if he's running, but I mean, just
look what he's done. Yeah. Exactly. So it is a great time in the sprint car world, and we can't wait because it really picks up along the way. Do want to talk a little bit. We'll talk to Lucas Wolfe, the champion of Pennsylvania Speed Week. But in talking about Pennsylvania Speed Week, Kyle Larson, the big headliner, 3 wins along the way. Unreal, just rolling into Path Valley, Lincoln, and Grandview, and winning the races. No shocker that Lance DeWeese won 2. He won Hagerstown and Port. No shocker there. Single race winners, Freddie Raymer, his first Speed Week win. 3rd in points, so a great finish for Freddie. Danny Dietrich, 2nd in points, picked up the win at Lincoln for the first one. Trey Starks, $10,000 richer.
Cool.
Big win at Williams Grove. And rounding it out, Rico Abreu picking up the win at Sealands Grove. And what I thought was interesting is, and you and I both are in this world where we love our sprint car world, but we're also tied into the NASCAR world through all we do. Last Monday, Kyle Larson, when he mentioned something about Path Valley T-shirt sales at 14,000 and tweeted that's more money than he made in NASCAR.
Ooh.
Yes, indeed. Well, that's what it created is a great big ooh from the whole world. And it's funny, Fred Raymer and I were talking about this at Hagerstown. Who knew that Path Valley Speedway in Spring Run, Pennsylvania would create the focal point of all the NASCAR conversation that week.
Yeah, and major national media. I mean, USA Today has an article about it. Every major news outlet was covering this interesting topic, and I think it was great that Kyle brought attention to it. I
do too, exactly. I really do. And so here we are, and so Path Valley is now dictating what happens on USA Today.
All because the Ramers.
All because, there we go. It all ties back to Pennsylvania. It really does. And it was a great Pennsylvania Speed Week. And a salute to all the drivers. The teams, 9 teams competed every night.
That's awesome.
That is fantastic.
And the crowds were huge.
Oh my gosh, the crowds were unreal across the board.
I love seeing the pictures of the crowds.
Yes, unreal what's going on up there in Pennsylvania. As really across the board. Sprint car racing, the big shows are drawing big crowds, that's for sure. And it is good stuff, that's for sure. And there you have it, our Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics here as we continue on. You can find out more information at www.classicinkusa.com. ClassicInkUSA.com. Lucas Wolfe was the champion of Pennsylvania Speed Week, talking about big crowds and sweeping a weekend. Wayne Johnson up in Montana. Oh, we love Wayne Johnson. So, hey, we'll get started. We'll be dialing him up, our guests on the phone line. We'll talk to Wayne and to Lucas Wolfe. All of that coming up in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Craig Kinzer, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
The crown jewel of the Northwest, $15,000 to win, $1,000 to start. It's the 46th annual Jim Raper Memorial Dirt Cup presented by the Skagit Casino and Resort. June 22nd, 23rd, and 24th at Skagit Speedway. The Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series National Tour takes on the best of the Northwest as Haferty, Herrera, and Bergman lead the charge, along with Northwest Focus Midgets and the Washington Modified Touring Series. Tickets on sale now at SkagitSpeedway.com or by calling 360-724-3567.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum's newest feature exhibit is our Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell, June 9th through October 15th, at the only museum in the world solely dedicated to sprint car racing, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa. Stop in and check out 8 of Sammy's original race cars and see his trophies, uniforms, and more as you learn about his outstanding career. The Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell is only this season at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville.
Where will you be when NASCAR comes to Chicago's fastest loop? 4 days of racing, tailgating, camping, and music come to Chicagoland Speedway September 14th through the 17th. Tickets for Sunday Chicagoland 400 are available now. Camping spots are available and selling fast. All kids tickets $25 off adult price and free on certain race days. Get your tickets and campsite now at ChicagolandSpeedway.com. Chicagoland Speedway, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoffs start here.
Hi, I'm Casey Kane. Now back to Wing Nation.
Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are glad that you joined us, Erin Evernham and Steve Post, and we're dialing up one of our favorite people. And we love to see this guy in victory lane, and then this weekend just kind of took it over the top. Wayne Johnson's on the line. Hello, Wayne. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Well, congratulations. Had to be good to sweep a weekend there in Montana with that 2C team.
Yeah, for sure. You know, as bad as we've been here in the last, 7, 8, 9 months, to get a couple wins back to back really made us feel good. The team's really starting to gel here, and we're really starting to figure things out here at the 2C team. We, this was a new team last year, so hopefully this is just a sign for better things to come.
Wayne, I laughed hysterically watching that video of you in victory lane. You look like you were absolutely petrified, as I would have been. Tell us about victory lane. Forget the race. I want to hear about the grizzly bear.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, 900-pound bear with claws 3.5, 4 inches long on a bald right rear. I'm thinking this thing's going to blow this tire out at any time, and he's going to get so ticked off that he's going to eat everyone. So that was what was on my mind. I'm like, this is not good. This is not good. It was pretty cool to have the bear there, but very intimidating. I'm not going to lie. When I seen those claws on that bald right rear tire, I really thought, is this thing going to blow out and him freak out? That's really what my concern was.
Oh, my gosh, I never thought about it from that perspective. Of course, you were sitting there looking at the tire and everything. But Wayne apparently didn't scare you from going back and meeting the bear again on Saturday night. You looked a little bit more comfortable with the bear on Saturday.
Yeah, somebody told me in the pit area that day, if a bear gets after you, you don't have to be fast. You just have to be faster than someone else. I kind of took that to heart.
That's awesome. Did you really tell the bear's owner that he might eat him for breakfast one morning? I read an interview that you said that he might actually take you and eat you for breakfast.
Well, he told me that he's raised him from a cub, and that he eats breakfast with him every morning.
That's crazy.
And I just said, sir, I believe one of these mornings you may be breakfast. I said, he has a mind of his own. I said, I'm not good with animals. I've never been good. I've never been a big dog lover. I've never big on horseback riding and anything like that, because they don't have an on and off switch. And it's just, they have a mind of their own. You hear about that stuff all the time, and you would not believe the bear maulings and stuff that people sent me on Facebook and all this stuff, especially from the first night to the second night. I'm like, oh, no, this is just what I need.
Did you think about bypassing Victory Lane on night 2?
Yeah, it's like, who's running behind me on night 2? Maybe I'll let them go deal with this.
Well, I'm pretty sure I could outrun one of my crew guys, so I'm on foot. I'm pretty good.
Sacrifice a team member. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, I've been looking around. Oh, there's a large cameraman. I can outrun the cameraman. I can outrun this crew guy. I think I've got this. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh!
You're laughing about that, but I actually thought about it. I was standing there looking to see who I was going to have to outrun. Well, they put up this they put up this electric fence thing, and I'm thinking, this electric fence, what's this going to do but just tick him off? But then the handler, he trips over it. It's not even on. I'm like, oh no,
yeah,
this isn't good.
I saw him Friday night trip over it. I'm like, if this guy can't control the bear and can't stand up, what's Wayne's odds with that thing?
That's awesome.
Well, and I had to be the one that got the closest to him. Nobody else, they were all cocky. All the crew guys and everybody was all cocky about getting up there to it. Even Sarah, she was like, I'm going to get up there close to that bear. But when it really came down to it, nobody did but me.
Oh my gosh, that is one for the ages. That really, really is cool. Wayne, when I think about the 2017 season, there are 2 victory lane shots that I'm going to think about when we look at the year. One is this past weekend with you and the bear, okay? The last time Erin and I hung out with you, or at the same place with you, was at Jackson, and you had a rough start, and you loaded up and you went to Knoxville. You ran the 360 race. You won the race with your daughter there. I would dare say that was probably a much more comfortable and fun victory lane. What did that mean to you a couple of weeks back to go to Knoxville and take your daughter to victory lane?
Oh, that's very special. That's a memory that me and her will never forget.
Yeah.
And and Erin knows her well.
My bud.
I bought her a QRC cart, and we tried that a little bit, and she kind of decided she didn't want to do it. But after the victory lane deal there at Knoxville, as soon as we got back to the pits, she's like, Dad, when am I going to get to run that go-kart again? So I don't know if that maybe got the wheels turning or whatever, but I've got to make some plans. But from what I hear in Knoxville, up Slideways, they built the dirt track now, and I hear they're running on Sunday. So we're going to getting ready to spend the next starting after this weekend, we're going to Knoxville, and we're going to stay in Knoxville through the Nationals. So that'll give me 3-4 weeks, and if they're running those go-karts, I'm bringing her go-kart if she wants to do it. So I'm hoping that kind of, definitely got her wheels turning, because she loved it, and that was the first thing she said to me. Dad, that was so cool. I can't wait till I can stand on the roll cage in victory lane.
That's awesome. I love Paige. On a more serious note, racing-wise, you said in victory lane on Saturday night that you guys found something in the car, and once you figured that out, the car's been much better. It feels like it's supposed to be. What did you find? I mean, obviously you might not want to tell us exactly, but in general, what area did you find something that you hit on?
Well, we wrecked this car that we've been running back in, I guess it was about September, October at Devil's Bowl, and it was repaired. And it was repaired on the jig. It was fine. But evidently it's moved around since we've had it fixed, and we've just overlooked it. And the rear end was way out of square on the left side, and just the car was so evil and tight. We were having to free the car up so much, and we should have stumbled upon it. But we went to Knoxville when we won that 360 race. We actually ran a different car, and we actually, I came in, I said, man, that thing is beautiful. I don't know what we're doing different. and I've kind of stepped back on the role as a crew chief and, you know, the driver crew chief or whatever. My nephew's taken over the crew chief role. So, you know, just trying to get to gelling with him because I can't do it all anymore. I got a lot of stuff going on and just need to step back. I'm getting older and I don't want to do everything, you know, and that was kind of our decision when we went to the 2C team to try to take some of the burden off of me. But he just overlooked it, and then we just stumbled across it after Skagit and switched cars, and ever since we switched cars, now we've just been right back on our game.
Man, it is a good time to be on your game, rolling back into Knoxville and everything, Wayne. We're really happy for you. Congratulations on the wins at Montana. As you know, Erin and I, we just love getting a chance to talk to you, especially after a win. We appreciate your time joining us here today, and continued success. I'm sure we'll talk to you down the road.
Well, thanks for having me on. I can't wait to see you guys in Knoxville.
We're looking forward to it as well. That is Wayne Johnson joining us here, fresh off from Victory Lane, hanging with Adam the Bear. And he can run faster than one of his crew guys, so he had it covered. Folks, that's why we love talking to Wayne Johnson. It's always a good laugh and always a great time, and what a great race car driver he is. Hey, let's step away because we have another great race car driver. He is the Pennsylvania Speed Week champion, Lucas Wolfe. He joins us next.
I'm Danny Holkraver, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken the checkered flag on Weld Racing Wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld Racing Wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld Racing Wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing. Proven speed.
O'Reilly. If your AC is blowing hot air, let O'Reilly Auto Parts help bring back the cool this summer. While you may need to eventually service your AC unit, get immediate relief with Interdynamics R134A refrigerant with leak sealer. Buy 2, get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, Danica Patrick here. When I have friends and guests at the track who want to hear me drop pearls of wisdom during the race, I send them to Racing Electronics.
Yeah, right back there?
I think so. I didn't, other than hitting a car, I didn't hit anything, but there's a tire down or something.
If you aren't listening to all the action live, you're missing out. Don't forget to rent a scanner or fan vision for the races. Go to racingelectronics.com to pre-rent for great discounts on your scanner and fan vision rentals.
I'm Kerry Madsen, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
That's the madman, Kerry Madsen, and he'll join us on Thursday on our podcast, Setting Up the Weekend. He's a King's Royal champion, and of course, he swept his weekend as well. So we'll talk to Kerry Madsen on Thursday. Can't wait to do that. Let's go right back at it here on the guest line, fresh off from the championship run at Pennsylvania Speed Week. Joining us again here on the program, Lucas Wolfe is on the line. Hello, Lucas. Welcome back.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We are doing well. Are you rested? Are you recovered a little bit? What was yesterday like, I guess, and how's the recovery been?
Well, certainly, it was a busy stretch of about 2 weeks or so, but not too much rest involved. We're kind of getting ready here to head out in just a little bit of time to Bridgeport for the URC race tonight. So it's the busy schedule continues, but it's good for me. I like the race and fortunate to have the opportunity to do so. But we're just going to hopefully keep rolling forward with some of the momentum that we have over the last few weeks.
Lucas, congrats on the Speed Week Championship. I think you only had one finish outside the top 10. That's incredible. Is there any frustration that you didn't get a win? I mean, obviously it's a great week. Your car's running well. Things are good. But is there frustration that you couldn't get just one win during the week?
Yeah. We especially with the month that we had leading up to Speed Week, would have certainly liked to be able to continue that a little more so and run a little bit better. All things considered, we were consistent. We weren't really ever terrible any night, but we're never really great either. So we have a little bit of work to do. Things change, of course. We're now into the very hot months where the tracks are a little bit different, changing, seeing some different conditions. The tracks are getting raced on a lot more. So we were just trying to fine-tune things a little bit and get back to some of the speed that we had throughout the month of June. But it's a little bit of a strange situation where you're certainly ecstatic to win the overall point title. Of course, with a new team, it's good for them. It's great for me, and very fortunate that way. But hopefully we get back to challenging it and ultimately winning races in the near future.
You mentioned you're getting ready for a URC race tonight at Bridgeport. Are your 360 and 410 teams comparable in chassis and in a lot of different things? Is there a lot you can take back and forth between those two?
Not a whole lot. It's there's quite a few differences actually, and actually the rules that we run under are quite a bit different depending on some of the New York sanctions for 360s versus URC is different and different as well to the Central Pennsylvania and nationally 410 rules. So tires are different, wings are different, and within specifically speaking of the two operations, we do run different chassis, different engines, the whole work. So there is a little bit of difference involved, but for the most part, both teams kind of run with some of the same personnel. So that's kind of our way of trying to keep everything straight, so to speak. And so far, it's worked out okay, but it does get a little complicated some days.
Lucas, you mentioned that there's like a little bit of a room for improvement to get into victory lane again. A lot of the drivers have been talking about tires and getting left rear drive. Is there somewhere specific that you feel you need to gain on?
Well, over the last month or so, I've been very strong on the top of the track, get rolling with a lot of speed, momentum, just kind of keep getting faster every lap. Most of the tracks, as they dry out, the top gets thinner and thinner and less available to grab up there and keep you going straight. So I think at this point we have to focus on trying to get a little bit more maneuverable throughout the whole track, being able to run the bottom a little better. I have a little bit of weak starts at the moment, so need to get better, especially a single file restart, because I had a few opportunities over the course of the week to potentially challenge and had some yellows that fell at very good times, but ultimately just wasn't quite good enough to even mount a challenge or take advantage of it. So at this point, I think we have to start working that direction some, and hopefully we'll be able to find a few gains there. We're not off terribly far. I'm certainly still better than most, so it's not necessarily a doom and gloom type situation, but there's a little bit of fine tuning that we have to do, and we're going to start to accomplish that this week, hopefully.
It has to be nice to know specifically where you're working anyhow, because there's some guys right now that are lost and looking at the entire operation to see where they're at. So that's got to be nice as well. Lucas, when we look at the next month of your life, of course, we're into the month of money nationally with the 410s. You've got the 360, the 410 program rolling along in Pennsylvania. What does your next month look like? I mean, I know the World of Outlaws are at the Grove. I'm assuming that. What does it look like beyond that?
Well, it's still pretty busy. We have, of course, there's the Outlaws coming in here to Williams Grove. There's a New York night. Lernerville's coming up. They have the Jersey Rush at New Egypt. Just after that, I believe we have a big weekend with URC and 410 doubleheader at Williams Grove, the Dream Race at Port Royal, a big 360 race at Sealands Grove, and then that leads us pretty close into Knoxville. So the whole stretch is quite busy. I'm pretty sure every week has at a minimum at least one race during the week, if not a Sunday or a lot of extra shows. So it's certainly a busy stretch the whole way leading up to Knoxville, and it's good to hit that with a little bit of momentum, speed, and hopefully the Speed Week title will kind of catapult us through the rest of the busy part of the summer.
Knoxville, are you, and we're right up against the break here, Knoxville, are you strictly 410, or is the 360, are you going out there for that as well?
No, I would just be doing the 410 portion of the Nationals this year.
No doubt about it. It's going to be fun to watch, that's for sure. Lucas, I'm telling you, congratulations. It's so much fun watching the June that you had and the July that you started off with. I know with the month of money and a lot of big races coming up, we'll probably be talking to you sooner rather than later, that's for sure. Congratulations on the success, and thanks for joining us here today.
All righty, hopefully so. Thanks, guys. See you soon.
There we go. That's Lucas Wolfe. Man, I'm telling you what, he's been on fire up there. He really has been. And it's interesting. I think it's got to be good. And you know, you've been in situations where things roll. You've been in situations where you're scratching your head trying to figure it out. It's got to be encouraging to know where what you're looking for.
Well, and that's why I asked, because I figured if he's that consistent and running that strong, there's probably, like you said, fine tuning. You kind of know where you need to improve. So that's why I wanted to ask that question.
Good to know, and I'm sure they'll be improving, and they're going to be a handful. The Outlaws roll in there. I think you said Lernerville is next week. He's going to run over there at the Don Martin Silver Cup. Man, I'll tell you what, it's an exciting time, that's for sure. Hey, we need to step away. We've got more MRN's Wing Nation in just a moment.
Find Wing Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Classic Ink USA Screen Printing and Embroidery is constantly testing the limits of custom racewear and specialized embroidery. Headquartered in Western Pennsylvania, Classic Ink holds the highest standard, maximizing your return as well as the ultimate customer satisfaction. From track swag fanwear to quick crew wear, Classic Ink has you covered. Their dedicated staff and designers will keep your race team and fans looking sharp. Contact Classic Ink today and get your team ahead of the competition. www.classicinkusa.com. That's Classic Ink, at the track and on your back.
O'Reilly. When your battery goes dead, everything can come to a stop. Don't take a chance on getting stranded. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and get your battery tested free of charge. If your battery does need to be replaced, O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find the exact Superstart battery that fits your car or truck at a guaranteed low price. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, I'm Jeff Gordon, and now back to Wing Nation.
Thank you, Jeff. Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are glad you joined us. Erin Evernham and Steve Post. One of our favorite things to do, one of our favorite places is the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Did you see the groundbreaking?
I did.
The groundbreaking, but now there's a hole in the earth even where the Brian Clausen Towers going in.
The whole water truck fill up back into the infield. It's happening.
Oh, it's happening, that's for sure. And we'd like to talk about different drivers, different folks involved with the Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Birthdays today, Buddy Cable, and how about Jacob Allen's birthdays today? Also want to shout out to Anthony Carini, who writes for the Penn Live up in Harrisburg. It's his birthday. Max Dumsney on Wednesday, Sam Hanks Thursday, Ray Crawford Friday, Saturday, Ricky Hood, Elmer George Martinez, and Sunday, Wally Campbell, Leland McSpadden. But Monday would have been the birthday of Gary Patterson, also known as GP or the Preacher, okay? One of Northern California's favorite sons. He was a true independent. He battled USAC his whole career, and everyone thought the world of Outlaws was going to be great. Well, he even had trouble with an organization called the Outlaws. So he battled everyone. He was independent, and so independent. Such an amazing story. Amazing story. Came out of high school and was a drifter. Just a drifter.
Yeah.
Ended up in a barroom fight in Georgia and in jail for 2 years. Got out of jail, went back to California, and started sprint car racing, and got so he was just a regular competitor and a regular winner across the board. Tragically, in 1983, died in a race crash at Calistoga. So, but that's another story. He was inducted into the Sprint Car Hall of Fame in 1998. And that's why we love the Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Stories on GP, on the Preacher, on Gary Patterson are included there in the Sprint Car Hall of Fame. SprintCarHof.com. We've got racing tonight, the Brad Doty Classic. The Kings Royals coming up this weekend. We'll talk more about that on Thursday. I do want to mention this before we get out of here. Erin is not going to be around next week, so we found a kid by the name of Kyle Larson who is going to be the co-host.
Hope he can do as well as I do.
Well, exactly. I mean, he doesn't have the racing resume that you do, but maybe he'll get this Wing Nation thing down, right?
Yeah, something like that.
How about that?
So that's awesome.
Kyle Larson going to join us next week as the co-host. Hey, we appreciate everyone joining us here today. Thanks to Lucas Wolfe and to Wayne Johnson. But more important than all of that, thank you for joining us here today on the program.
You've been listening to Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tire. Ride on our strength. You can also find Winged Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center. Winged Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.